that little support was gone, the wind was able to just blow this over. Did you guys just hear me squeal with delight? Look at that. Where's your egg? Your egg's not in there. Hello friend, welcome back to Safe at Homestead. My name is Elena and I am mini-steading here in the desert of New Mexico. I am so excited, you guys. I am so close to 100 videos and I did not want to mess with that. So even though we had a super busy week and even though the weather did not cooperate at all with us last week, I was determined to get this video up. And so what I did was just shared a snippet here and a snippet there from different days of my week so that I could share it with you guys. So I hope that you enjoy watching it. It has a little bit of everything. So take a look at our fence. Yep. It wasn't actually completed. We had a 2x4 from this spot right here across to right here where this was, this end. And that 2x4 was really holding the whole structure together. We removed the 2x4 so we could start making holes for the posts for the gate and just other support boards. And we started pretty late and it was getting dark and it started to get a bit windy and cold, so we stopped the project and went inside, but we didn't replace the 2x4. And because there was that little support was gone, the wind was able to just blow this over. We unscrewed the corner here because it was really not holding and it would bend the screws, so we just took that apart so we could throw this over. Same in that corner, but basically it looked like that. Yeah, so it's not horrible. We just have to make sure we put supports here, but hopefully the next time we are able to come out, because we've had such windy days, you guys. It has been super windy and so visibility has been really bad here. Driving has been dangerous, especially for semis. You can hardly see the mountains because so much sand and dust suspended in the air. The winds have been pretty high. Hard to do anything outdoors as far as outdoor work, but it's dying down, so we're gonna check the 10-day forecast and see when we can come back out here and pick this project up again. I really wanted my beds, my raised beds, to be done by the end of April. We still can meet that deadline. We just have to have some good days so we can get out here and work. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on this garden project, the fence and the gate. When you skip a day of collecting eggs, just 17 eggs. Where's your egg? Your egg's not in there. Cassia lays a blue egg. It feels like such a long time since we have been able to come out. The air is still, it is sunny, and there's no wind keeping us from doing work outside. So while the mister is doing some measuring over at the garden fence. I am just going to start some sweet potatoes to get sweet potato slips, and this is my first time doing it in soil like this. So all I've done so far is this is a really inexpensive foil pan from the Dollar Tree. I got 2 for $1.25. I just made holes in the bottom with this screw, put some very moist dirt in it. It's potting soil actually. And in the next pan I have just the cover from an egg carton, just to raise up this pan a little bit when I put it in there. That way when I water it, the water will go in here, because this is going to be indoors. I'm going to keep this, I'm not sure which room I'm going to put it in yet, either the pantry room or the room that I'm calling my office. We'll see. So right now I'm just going to nestle these potatoes in the moist soil. And apparently that is all you need to do. So I'm going to put some more soil to build it up a little bit more, and then we'll move it to this pan. Alright, here is my simple setup. I am going to make sure I keep this as moist as possible. I brought the soil up as far as I wanted it kind of up the sides of the potato a little bit, and I think it's good. So I'm going to keep this moist. I'm going to keep it by a window so there is light, and I'm going to see about putting some warmth. I don't have a mat for seeds, but I might just use a heating pad and use that, turn it on a couple of times a day to keep it warm, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get some sweet potato slips that I can then root and finally get some sweet potatoes growing in my garden. Okay, I did my tomatoes. I am done for now, but I still have some more to plant. I have the Floridade and yellow pear tomatoes in here. I have the Ace 55 and Romas in here. And I have Aunt Molly ground cherry in here. I'm just putting that all together with tomatoes. And I have this labeled for Super Sweet 100s, but as I opened my package, I didn't know that it was torn on the side, and I think there was only like 3 seeds in here and they fell out. So we may have some random tomatoes growing here somewhere. Well, it's pretty packed down here where I am, so I highly doubt it. But I can get that locally, and that's what I will do. And then as far as other tomatoes that I talked about, I decided, or the mister decided, because I couldn't decide, to go with the Big Mama tomato. They're pretty big tomatoes, and they don't have a lot of seeds, and they're good for sauce. It was a toss-up between the Big Mama and the Super Sauce, which is a giant tomato. It says 1 tomato fills a jar. But the mister was saying that that might mean that we have trouble with keeping the plant upright, because it is an indeterminate tomato. So we don't want those kind of troubles. And I couldn't get both because they're $7 a packet, $6.95. So I decided that I just wanted to get one, and since I couldn't decide, I asked him to help, and he chose the Big Mama. So that's what I'm going to be ordering. I'm going to be going to, I don't know, somewhere locally for Sweet 100, Super Sweet 100s, and that will be it for the tomatoes, even though I am so tempted to do more, but I can't, so I won't. He's deep in thought, trying to figure out if we can get away with 2x3s for the shade cloth, or if we need to go to 2x4s. Did you guys just hear me squeal with delight? Look at that. we were just examining this apricot tree and trying to figure out if it's going to do anything for us. We know that this side was dead, and we knew we had to cut at least this branch off right here. But I was wondering if the tree was doing anything at all, and the mister pointed out that little bloom blossom. Look at that. And look at that. I am so excited right now. Yay! Okay, so I did some peppers. In this container we have Sweet California Wonder. These are some bell peppers. Tangerine Dream is a sweet, like a lunchbox bell pepper, I believe. And in this one we have the Cayenne Long and pepperoncinis. And over here, Jimmy Nardello and a rainbow mix of bell peppers. I think I am missing 1 or 2 peppers, but I really won't know for sure until I go inside and look at my list. But that is what I am doing for today. There's not much daylight left, so I'm going to stop right here. Today I did the first rinse on my lentils. I put these to soak yesterday for overnight. It's about 7 to 8 tablespoons of lentils. I've done this before for you guys, I'm pretty sure. I let it soak overnight, then I rinsed it well, and I just like to leave it like this, leaning in this little dish so that it'll catch any drips, but you can just leave it flat like this. You just want to spread out the beans, and in about 2 days you will have sprouted beans that you can give to your chickens. I do this because it's the sprouts are nutritious for them, and it's easier and faster than growing fodder, which I will do when the summer rolls around. But for now I give them this every, let's see, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week. I just took this, what is this, ribeye steak out of the freezer. The funny thing about us is that as much as we like beef, we don't know how to cook it. I don't know how to cook it. So I always just take something out, and then I go to Mr. Google and Google how to cook ribeye, how to cook flank steak, how to cook whatever. And that's what we do. So this is what we are having for dinner today. Today I am also making another batch of my cold brew. It's super easy to make, and it's so much cheaper than buying cold brew if you're into that. I buy my favorite Colombian coffee. I get it at Sprouts, and if you're going to try this, to do this on your own, you basically just ground your coffee to coarse. The coarsest, why didn't I use a funnel? The coarsest that you can. And then you just put a cup in a jar and add 4 cups of water. Easy peasy. 18 to 24 hours later, you will have cold brew. I usually just leave it for a day or so. Where's my cover? It is super easy. It's pretty strong when it's done, and it is not very acidic, which is what I like. I am new to coffee. I've only been drinking coffee for maybe 3 to 4 years, and some coffee drinkers might say I don't really drink coffee. I don't like it very strong. I definitely will not drink it black, and I just make a couple of drinks with my own cold brew. I used to buy it, the cold brew, but I was paying $8 or more for I don't know, was it 28 ounces or maybe 32 ounces? I'm not sure, but this is definitely a less expensive way to do it. Something that I really should be doing every week, and I am not, is freezing some eggs. I should be also preserving eggs in lime, but I'm just not ready to spend that kind of money. I mean, it's not super expensive, but it is like $16 in our area for a small bag of pickling lime. And I have been out for a long time, and I should buy some so that I could do some more eggs. So I try to get, you can get about 2 small eggs in one of these little muffin cups. And I like to do it that way because most of your recipes are going to call for 2 eggs. I don't always fit 2 eggs in it. It depends. If they're smaller eggs, yes. We are getting so many eggs. The girls are being very productive. And I don't have as many people wanting eggs. So I am stuck with a lot of eggs. I have been thinking about doing one of those little stands with the honor system and giving people an opportunity to buy eggs. But we have, when we see 2 cars going by, we feel like, oh, that's a lot of traffic. There's not a lot of traffic in our area. So I don't know how well that would work. So I have to come up with something else. If you have any ideas of how I can get rid of eggs. I have a neighbor down the road, and I've noticed that she has a section in her yard that is so full. I mean, full of irises. They're not blooming, but they will soon. And I thought I would go barter with her and ask her if she wants, you know, 1.5 dozen eggs. And if she can dig up some of her irises for me, I would love that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and with this week's paycheck, get some, oh, this is not flat. Okay. Go ahead and get some canning lime or pickling lime to start water glassing some eggs. Not long ago, finished using a jar of 2022 spring water glassed eggs, and I have another jar that's fall 2022 eggs that I have to use up, and I have 2 more jars that are 2023 eggs. So I'm going to start working on the 2022 fall eggs. I'm going to start preserving some 2024 eggs and think about ways that I can maybe make some money with these eggs. I don't want a lot of money. I just want to offer fresh eggs to people, and from Happy Chickens, I just don't know how I'm going to do that yet because of my location. And in the meantime, we just have lots of frittatas and Dutch babies and all the things that use a lot of eggs. So I'm going to pop these in the freezer, And then when they are frozen, I just put them in a gallon frozen bags. Um, the freezer baggies is what I'm trying to say. Freezer baggies, gallon size. And I've showed you guys how they defrost very well, and you can scramble them and they don't taste any different. You can use them for baking as well. Here's my first dozen frozen eggs going in the freezer. I'm going to put another dozen in here right now. You guys, this area is used for filming movies a lot, as you can imagine, because it just has the perfect setting. It doesn't have to be a Western, although it is used for Westerns. The terrain is kind of reminiscent of the Middle East as well, so it's used for that. So there's a movie going on now. I don't know what it is that they're filming, but my hubby said he saw an older ambulance and an older police car. So who knows? We'll wait and see. So we've had 2 different movie crews in 2 months. I'm trying to think of what movie. There's a movie called Flaming Hot. We haven't watched it, but I think it had to do with the guy that came up with the Flaming Hot Cheetos, maybe. You can probably look it up. I think it's called Flaming Hot. Anyways, I did get the tomatoes that I talked about. I got this from Walmart. It's a Fairy Moors, and it doesn't say super sweet 100, but it says super sweet. And on the back it says that each branch producing more than 100 fruits. So I'm going to assume this is the super sweet 100 that I needed to get. So I'm going to winter sow that one today, because we can go outside today and do some work on the fence, but that will probably be it. If the weather holds and if the 10-day forecast is correct, we won't be able to get back out to do anything for a week. Next Wednesday, today is Wednesday, and next Wednesday is the next time that the weather will allow. Between now and then, we are getting super windy days and wintry mix for 2 days out of the next 7 days. It's crazy. Even though I may not be able to get outside, I will be sharing stuff with you. I have a couple of indoor projects that I'm doing. I am not 100% sure that you'll be interested in it, but it's part of homesteading. Homesteading is basically everything that we do on our homestead, whether it's indoor projects or outdoor projects. So I hope that you guys will enjoy what's coming up. If the weather turns, and we're able to go outside, then we definitely will be doing garden related stuff, because I need to get that set up. But if we can't, there is other things that I can share with you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. When you give the videos a thumbs up, it tells YouTube to share it with other people. And my goal right now is to share with as many people as I can. I will see you guys in the next video. In the meantime, take care.